Galnet News Digest, 22nd of December 3306. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, time is running out for cheap ships, the exploration bonanza and for faster engineering. The gift of limpet life. The face of Tharg the mighty. Time is running out for cheap ships, the exploration bonanza and for faster engineering. Commanders are reminded that time is fast running out to take advantage of several special offers. Commanders who are active this week will earn bonus arcs for cosmetic items. The Exploration Bonanza, which is paying out 3 times the normal rate for exploration data at Betancourt Base in the Muscadart region PJ-P B6-1 system, ends early on Thursday the 24th of December. And both Core Dynamics and Lakon Spaceways are holding sales of the more interesting ships in their range, with 20% off the Federal Gunship, Dropship and Assault Ship, and 30% off the Eagle Mark II, the Vulture and the Type 6 Transporter, the Type 10 Defender, the Keelback, the Diamondback Scout, and of course the trusty and much-loved Asp Scout. The cheapest ship in the galaxy is currently the Eagle Mark II at Daedalus Starport in the Sol system, where there is always at least 20% off the price of an Eagle, at less than 24,500 credits. Engineering upgrades will also be easier to apply between now and the 7th of January, allowing fully engineered modules to be crafted more efficiently. Note that this does not mean that the finished modules will be any better than normal, just that it will be much easier to get one. The Pilots Federation no doubt wishes all its members a very happy Christmas and hopes to get them walking about on planets in the new year. The gift of limpet life. We've all seen it, maybe we've even done it ourselves. A commander loads up his hold with limpets and heads out on a mining trip. A few hours later, he's back with a hold full of painite. But where have all the limpets gone? The sad truth is, commanders use and then discard millions of limpets every year. The galaxy is full of the husks of expired limpets, floating forlornly, unwanted and unloved. But many of the limpets are perfectly serviceable when they're abandoned. Perhaps the mining trip was more successful than expected, and the commander simply dumped hundreds of limpets and flew away, leaving them to starve. Or perhaps a little pack of collector limpets have been faithfully fetching and retrieving mined fragments into the commander's hold. When the asteroid is depleted, the commander is too impatient to let the limpets keep up, and simply boosts away, leaving the limpets by the wayside. Perhaps it's a prospector limpet. No one ever tells them what a good job they've done, finding rare minerals. Perhaps it's the fuel rats. Many people think of them as a benevolent organisation, rescuing nearly 100,000 commanders since they were set up. The reality is much more ambiguous. Every fuel rat rescue results in the abandonment of at least one, sometimes many fuel transfer limpets. The commander and his ship are rescued, but who ever thinks about what happens to the limpets? Limpets are being abandoned all around the galaxy at a higher rate than ever before. But you can do something about it. Only 10 credits a month can pay for a limpet to live on in retirement. 20 credits can pay for a limpet to be reconditioned for reuse by commanders who will look after their limpets properly. 50 credits can pay for the collection and restocking of 100 unused limpets that were discarded by their owners. Give the gift of limpet life this Christmas. The face of Tharg the mighty. It is believed to have been nearly 500 years since humans and Thargoids first encountered each other, although the early encounters were documented only as unexplained ship disappearances in and around the Pleiades Nebula. It is just over 200 years since Commander Peter Jameson encountered Thargoids following several misjumps, although these encounters were never officially recognised. Just a few years after that, the events of the Adamastor and the recently discovered geological base in the Coalsack Nebula took place. Once again, These were hushed up until the return of the Adamastor on autopilot to the Chukchan system earlier this year. Since then, and with 2 wars and an attempted genocide of the Thargoid using a virus along the way, the existence of Thargoids has become widely accepted, despite attempts by some authorities to suppress knowledge about them. Way back in the 32nd century, it was well known that Thargoid babies, the so-called Tharglets, live as parasites inside the bodies of other species, manipulating them from inside and gradually eating away their flesh. This is why it was especially disturbing to learn that Thargoids collect escape pods. It seems almost inevitable that humans kept alive inside these pods are used as nurseries by the evil insectoids and must suffer an excruciating death as their vital organs are consumed by the growing Thargoids. Galnet News Digest has seen evidence using the tracker devices built into escape pods that although the vast majority of escape pods are eventually turned in to galactic search and rescue, many others are gobbled up by Thargoid ships in the Pleiades, the Witchhead Nebula, and latterly in the Coalsack Nebula. There is another place where thousands of escape pods mysteriously disappear. This place, which is where we believe the Thargoid nursery is located, is well concealed, and it would have been impossible to find it were it not for the continuous flow of escape pods disappearing into it every day. And it's not where you'd expect. It's deep in the heart of the galaxy, not far from the galactic core, and dangerously close to human occupation. The Thargoid nursery is hidden in caves in the Lost System, in planet A2b, under a seemingly innocent planetary port called Kraken's Retreat. Someone who works there with a concocted backstory about having worked for a company of shield specialists has been quietly soliciting off-the-books donations of escape pods for years. We now believe that this person is in fact the leader of the Thargoids, looking after the broods of new Tharglets and feeding them on human flesh. Tonight, we can reveal the face of Tharg the Mighty. If you ever see this man, run away fast. Run as if your life depended on it. It does. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News. We read the news so you don't have to.